Let's talk about something we all struggle with, trying to get work done when you have absolutely zero motivation. Well, today, we're going to break down a pretty powerful psychological trick to get you moving, even when you really don't feel like it.
You know the feeling, right? You're just staring at a blank page, or maybe a messy kitchen, or an inbox that's just overflowing, and you're just waiting for that magical jolt of inspiration to finally hit you. We tell ourselves, I'll start as soon as I feel like it. But here's the scary question. What if that feeling never comes? See, this is the mental trap most of us fall into. We believe that motivation has to come first, and then action follows. It feels like a simple logical equation. Got motivated, then do the thing. But honestly, that very belief is what keeps so many of us completely stuck.
So what if I told you that entire equation is completely backward? It's time to flip the script on this whole productivity thing and talk about what really gets the engine started.
Here's the big reveal. The myth is that motivation is the spark. But the reality? Action is the spark. It's a simple switch, but think about what that means. You don't have to wait for the engine to warm up. You literally create the heat just by turning the key. And this quote just hits the nail on the head. Motivation isn't some magical resource you just have or you don't. It's an output. It's something you get. It's the reward your brain gives you after you've done something, even something tiny. It is a result, not a requirement. And that brings us to this really cool concept called the momentum loop. This isn't just a nice idea. It's a real, self-powering cycle that shows you exactly how taking action can create its own fuel to keep you going. So here's the official definition. But a better way to think about it is like a tiny snowball at the very top of a huge snowy hill. That first little push is the hardest part, right? But once it starts rolling, it picks up more snow, it gets bigger, it moves faster, all on its own. That's the momentum loop in action. And here's exactly how that loop feeds itself. Step 1. You take one tiny, almost laughably small action. Step 2. You finish it because it's so easy you can't fail. Step 3. Your brain gives you a little hit of dopamine, that, hey, I did a thing, feeling of accomplishment. And boom, step 4, that good feeling is the motivation you needed for the next task. The loop has started.
Okay, so this all sounds great, but how do we give that snowball its first push? How do we actually hack this system and, force start the engine when the battery feels totally dead? Well, the answer is surprisingly simple.
1 minute. That's it? That's the secret weapon? The key to shattering procrastination is to just commit to doing the absolute smallest version of your task for just 60 seconds. That is all it takes to kickstart this entire loop. And here's some real-world examples. Look how low the bar is here. It's almost impossible to say no. Don't think about writing a whole chapter. Just write one sentence. Don't psych yourself out about a long run. Just put on your running shoes. Don't stress about cleaning the whole kitchen. Just wash one dish. Anyone can do something for just 1 minute. But that 1 minute spark, that's not the end goal, right? It's just the ignition. So now let's talk about how you use that little bit of momentum to keep the engine running and turn that tiny spark into a productive roar.
And this is so important to understand. The whole point of the 1 minute rule has nothing to do with making progress. Its only job is to get you over the single biggest hurdle, that initial resistance to starting. Once you're in motion, well, an object in motion tends to stay in motion. It's basic physics. And that brings us back to the core idea, just summed up perfectly here. This is the secret. Stop waiting to feel good to get started. Start doing to feel good, and then let that feeling carry you forward. Action and motivation are in this constant feedback loop, and you have the power to start it. So, I'm going to leave you with a challenge. Think about that one thing you've been putting off. What's the absolute smallest, easiest, 1 minute version of it that you could do the second this explainer is over? Don't just think about it. Go do it. Start your own momentum loop.